So, according to Dexerto.com, data miners sifting through the Apex Legends files have found a glimpse of a new vehicle that will be making its way to the game in the near future. Now, currently, the only vehicle that players can gain access to in the game is the supply ship that hovers above the map, but you can only obtain loot from it and you cannot actually use it to travel around the map itself. Now, a data miner known as Apex Game Info has found evidence of a hoverbike that has been introduced to the game for developers, but not yet made available to the general player base. Now, I've seen this with games before. H1Z1 devs added a new car to their game as well, and they only added it into the Auto Royale, so you can only use it in a limited time game mode. And I'm guessing if this does end up making its way into the game, which is a long stretch, it may or may not, but if they do add this to the game, then it will probably be in a limited time mode, because me personally, I do not feel that the game needs any kind of like vehicles to move around the map with. I feel like the movement is very good, especially with the balloons. You can cross almost the entire map itself. I do not think that they need anything to speed up getting around the map, and I don't think vehicles would work that well, especially if you have a team, unless you could all ride one hoverbike together, which you really wouldn't make that much sense with teams of 3. Now, you can see it within the game files themselves here on screen. Now, this is where they found the evidence of the hoverbike and know that it is within the game. Currently, the big update that is coming up for Apex Legends is announced for the 1st-ish of March. They said it'll be in the month of March. They haven't given an exact date, but I'd say it'll be around the first week of March, and that is when Season 1 does begin. Now, in an interview, Respawn CEO Vince Zampella said that new weapons, characters, game modes, skins, and bigger maps are planned for the number of updates, and it will all depend on how successful the game is. Now, like I said, either one, I think the hoverbike will come with a new map, which would be a bigger map. Obviously, you would need to get around it way more easily, so you would need the hoverbike to get around and traverse the map. But I do not think that a new map that is bigger would be a very good idea. I myself personally like small maps. And another thing is they said they might add new game modes depending on how successful the game is. So that's where I think the hoverbike will come into play. I think they might make a fun little game mode where you can have hoverbikes, maybe other types of vehicles as well that haven't been introduced into the game files yet. But I think they'll do a fun little game mode where they just have those in it so you can like ride around, maybe rush people with shotguns on the hoverbikes. Little, you know, throwback to rushing people with shotties in other BRs or something like that. You know, just something fun. Right now, the map we have now is extremely small, and you can basically traverse the entire map just by riding the balloons correctly. So I do not think that at the moment we need any kind of vehicle to ride around on and get around the map quickly. You can already traverse the map very well. I also do not know how that would work with 3 people. Like I said, 3 people trying to ride one hoverbike. You know, a hoverbike to me seems like it would only hold at least 2 people, at most 2 people anyway, and I do not know how all that would work with the 3-team mode. Now, the article here does say Respawn released an update for the game today, but there was no sign of the hoverbike in the update. There's currently no expected release date for the hoverbike, and as with any leaks, there is no guarantee that the item will ever be made available to the public. Like I said, with any BR game, devs can have little quirky things that they can just spawn in at the random, and they never make it into the actual game themselves. If this does make it into the game, I do feel like it'll be in a limited time mode or on a new map that is bigger. Hopefully, we don't get a new map that is bigger. I myself, you know, like I said, I like small maps. I want to keep it to the small maps where it's a lot more chaotic and stuff. But if they had a bigger game mode that had more people, maybe it could be cool. You know, a huge map, a lot of people in it, a big just all-out deathmatch. That would be kind of cool as well. But let me know what you guys think. If you want to see it in the game or not, leave that down in the comments, and leave a like if you do, you know, enjoy the video. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to have another video on screen now. If you want to go check that out, I would really appreciate it as well. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. I would really appreciate that, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.